Popcorn World. Popcorn World.
Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in the back of a can. You can make it round the world when it holds in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World.
Now it's time for Believe in the ACC with our starting lineup. From Florida State, number 17, Charlie Ward. From Morehead State University, number 50, Lloyd Stan. And from Murray State University, number 2, Kendrick Haskett. Get ready for the best sports show about the ACC in all the land. Believe in the ACC starts now.
That unmute gets me every time. This unmute every time. Good morning, everybody.
It used to be that when it came up, we were on, but you have to unmute us.
I got to unmute now. I got to unmute this thing. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Having some technical difficulty, but it's all good. We got it working now. The whole thing is moving. And boy, we were gonna start this morning completely different. I can promise you, because the NBA is back. But
the vengeance,
ain't gonna be,
with a vengeance.
It's back with a vengeance. It's starting out as like it's gonna be a great season, but boy, here we are this morning, starting in the most controversial way as we enter with breaking news. And this is not a development story. This is a real story. Chauncey Billups, the Trailblazers head coach, and was probably the Trailblazers head coach. This is probably coming to a screeching halt. And Terry Rozier, who was investigated for this earlier over the summer, I guess they found the things that they need to arrest. They have both been arrested for illegal gambling.
Of course,
wild.
So as we speak, Shams is on Get Up right now, and apparently Chauncey Billups' arrest is made as part of a separate but related case linked to illegal poker operation tied to the mafia.
To the mafia, Huh? I don't understand. I have so many questions.
Billups comes out of nowhere, because we've known about Terry Rozier's investigation, going back into last season.
Right.
The Chauncey Billups thing, it's totally just caught me by surprise. I hadn't heard his name at all.
I don't understand that, or even the why. The why is more shocking to me than the who. Like, really, Chauncey? Because Chauncey's he was, now I don't know what his financial situation is now, but he was a fairly successful businessman. like I know we had the same mentor, so I don't know why he would be doing this.
I kind of feel like his is different from what Terry's is. I don't think like just from that sentence that I read a second ago, I don't think his has anything with gambling on games. Like Terry's
fixing games and stuff like that.
Terry's is on gambling on games, but Billups, it said it's a poker thing. I think he's gambling high stakes poker with bad people. That's what it sounds like, and I could be totally wrong, but that's what it sounds like.
This is wild. Wow. This is kind of happening in real time. It broke about an hour ago. So we're trying to figure it all out as we speak. Apparently there was an unexpected surge of bets on the 23rd of March, including 30 wagers in 46 minutes from a professional bettor totaling $13,759, came in on the under on Rozier's points, rebounds, and assists, which is a massive red flag, by the way. I mean, if a whole bunch of people start betting on one guy, that usually means the fix is in, and that's probably why we are where we are. The Billups stuff is not as readily available, other than, like you said, there's a poker game of some sorts. I don't know. I guess as this day unfolds, we will see and understand more about what this is, but you can't be betting with the mafia. That's not, you can't do that.
That plus, I mean, as much as people are criticize the sports gambling being involved, actually the sports gambling is what's catching people, because now they have it on record.
Well,
it's easier to catch them now.
Yeah, and another thing is, you with sports betting, it's like you said, it's easy to catch them, but also they're allowing a little bit more leeway to do certain things. So your rope individually is a little bit better. Like you said, it's easy to catch them. It's not as dark and weird as it was before. Like it was very mafia-ish before.
Right. Yeah, it was bookies and
it was bookies and right.
Yeah, brown paper bags and all that stuff. But now right there.
Yeah. So to your point, I don't know why you would risk it, I guess is where I was trying to get to. Because you're not going to get away with it now at all. Like if you're doing something that's weird, it doesn't, like you said, 30 minutes into this surge, they knew something was wrong. They were like, that ain't right. Why is Terry Rozier getting so much attention tonight? Which
I'm like, yeah, it's bad on Terry, but like the people who did that, they're just as stupid. Because I mean, it's gonna obviously be a red flag when all of a sudden this comes in.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was sitting there thinking to myself, it's always gonna be one guy that's gonna muck it up for everybody. Right? You know, this is the guy walking into the party on campus talking about, "Hey man, I brought that weed y'all told me to bring." Like that guy, he's that guy,
right?
Like what? Why did what?
Right?
It's crazy that you said weed. So.
Right. Right, like when I was at Murray, we was at Dry County, so it's like that guy walking in. It's like, "Hey, I got that Henny.
I got the beer. I got the Henny in the beer." Like what? Brother, I don't know what you talking about. Shut up. Yeah, right. And that's what this basically essentially is. It's somebody got a tip, and usually when a player is involved, or even a coach, if you want to go back to baseball, as far as back to baseball, they alluded to something. To where there's an inside, there's got to be some kind of conversation that somebody's had. And that's what they're basically saying. Terry basically shaved.
Yeah.
Point. Yeah. So very strange. More to come.
Because I think with Terry, I think it's going back to when he was at Charlotte. I don't think the investigation is when he's at Miami. I know it came up when he was in Miami, but I think his investigation actually stemmed from back when he was at Charlotte.
Yeah, it said 2023, and I think he's been He's only been at Miami a little because he got traded in that year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
right?
it was in that season, I believe.
Yeah, I wonder. Okay, so now it brings this question. I wonder if Charlotte was aware of some things, and maybe that's one of the reasons why. Like, how deep does the rabbit hole go? Is the question.
Mm-hmm.
This is a wild situation. Again, we just giving you what we know now. We don't know a lot, but we know Shams is reporting it. We'll figure out the rest as this day unfolds. I cannot wait to hear what the inside crew has to say about this tonight.
They were on fire last night.
They were on fire. Oh, listen, we're going to talk about this a little bit more later. But if there were ever any doubts as to would our show be the same, that has all been alleviated. So thank God. And matter of fact, in some ways, I think it's going to be better. We'll get to it in a little while. But yes, I think in some ways it's going to be better. But the other developing story this morning, and I can't wait to hear you discuss this because you're right in the center of this thing. Louisville signs a G League guard, to which Tom Izzo went off. If you have not seen the Tom Izzo comments, I wish we could play them for you, but just go Google it. I promise you,
it's on
worth
Twitter.
The 4 minutes, huh?
It's on Twitter.
I was gonna say it's worth the 4 or 5 minutes that he's going because he goes smooth off. And I'm gonna say this, as both a fan and a journalist of this team, I don't know if he's wrong. I don't know if he's wrong because this is a weird. Now, when I say he's not wrong, this is what I mean. I'll give my comments quickly and then I'll get off the stage because I really want to hear what Kendrick has to say. There's a strangeness to this that I think well, a couple of things. One, this is a strange thing for a team who has gone through so much controversy in the last 5 to 7 years to do. Because not that you've done anything illegal, and I don't think the Louisville has. I think they probably played within whatever rules exist for this to happen. But to do it when you have such a track record, I don't know how. I think it feels like a blind spot to me. Like, why would you do this? Like, is this kid worth that? So that's the questions that I have, Kendrick. I yield the floor to you, sir. What happened? How did we get here?
Well, my thing is, it's like the NCAA has to approve all of this, so they got approval.
They have to approve it, right?
So they got approval, so they found the loophole, and I make the argument here too, and I make this argument towards Tom Izzo. You've got international players. International players start playing professionally when they're in high school because they don't play high school basketball over there. Exactly. So what is the difference between bringing over an international player from Germany as opposed to a professional player from Germany as opposed to a professional player that's here? Also, like I said, that obviously they have to get that approved by the NCAA, and we know how the NCAA is. They could come back today and be like, "Oh, all of a sudden it's not legal, and the kid's ineligible." Right. But I didn't see it coming. I thought it was weird, but like I see everyone coming down on Louisville, and I'm like, hold on, you're mad at Louisville because they found a loophole. You're not. That's the NCAA's fault. That's not on Louisville.
And I think when I listened to his comments, I really paid attention to his comments. I kind of felt like it was that more than anything.
And really and truly, to be honest with you, if you listen to his comments, he wasn't coming down on Louisville. He was coming down on the NCAA. Of course, social media takes it and runs with it, but he was not really targeting Louisville per se.
Yeah.
Right. And you're right.
It's also true.
It's like the third one. And so so I can see Tom Izzo's argument to an extent, but Tom, you've brought in international players.
I mean, listen. the old saying, and I don't even want to say. Maybe I shouldn't say the saying because then it implies something that's not true. But I'll say this: everybody's trying to win. That's the bottom line, is what we're talking about. Everybody is trying to win. They're trying to find ways to win. They're trying to find creative ways to win. This is a awfully creative way for the schools that have done this. And because this is a kid who, comes in with professional experience. So I get it. I understand. So I can't be mad at Louisville for using a rule that exists and making it work for them as a university. Now, if you want to be upset at the NCAA, to Tom Izzo's point, for not standing in the winds and saying, okay, enough is enough. Court, let's go to court. Let's fight this. Let's change all of this and get this right so we have some balance. That's a fair, I think, complaint. I think that's a very, very fair complaint. But also, it also came across as, oh, damn, how come I didn't think of that?
But he did have one legitimate and compelling argument, and it's somewhat of an argument I've made on here about the transfer portal, is that who this hurts the most are the high school seniors. That's where recruiting hurts, and because now if you're not, and we've said this before, if you're not one of the elite guys, you're going to smaller college, mid-major, maybe smaller college, a school you don't really necessarily want to go to,
right?
And then transferring out, and so like the high school senior is not being recruited as much as they used to be because of the transfer portal, and now the ability to bring in G League players apparently.
Well, listen, we said that a long time ago. We said it before. Immediately when this transfer portal was invented. If you go back and check the records of this show, we've been saying that for 5 years, or however long the transfer portal has been in existence. And it is manifesting right before our very eyes and getting worse. So yes, if you are, but now, one thing I want to say about this also, maybe this is going to be an unintentional consequence to this. I think essentially this could also affect AAU, and here's what I mean by that. Because at some point, kids are going to say, well, why am I busting my tail to go play 1,000 games a season for AAU, and it's not really helping me? Like, I'm not going to, because right now.
I actually think that's a benefit, because these kids don't need to be playing that much.
That's what I'm saying.
Falling apart by the time they get to college.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So maybe what this does now is forces kids back into their schools and then resting during the year to give their bodies time to recover, whatever, because there really is no clear path for the senior in high school anymore, unless you, like you said, unless you are a 5-star elite, or 4-star league, which I don't know how that works with the rankings, so that's a whole nother show. But
pretty much anything below a 4-star, you're not going.
Yeah, if you still want to play, there's another path to go that's far less strenuous.
You can almost guarantee if you're less than a 4-star, you're going to transfer. After your freshman, I know
without question,
and I know for a fact there are kids who are going to these prep schools. They've already committed to a school. A mid-major, and they're going to a prep school to get their game and weight and all that stuff up. So when they get to said mid-major, they only have to be there 1 year and they can go on somewhere else. I mean, that's happening.
And that's going to happen.
It's happening.
yeah, that's going to happen. That's going to be the standard. That's going to be the path. Like, by the way, whatever happened to that Yankee League that they created? Was it the overtime league? Is that still around?
I think all of that, because I know they play G League teams. Overdrive or
overtime. Yeah.
Overtime. Yeah, because that's where Kaminga came from.
Yes. So I'm surprised more leagues have not come up like that, to be honest with you. But that's the gray area. Overtime is the gray area. Yes.
Overtime league.
Those are the gray area. I think you're going to see more gray area paths, especially in basketball, to the NBA, because it makes more sense. If you're a really good player he's also the meat and bones of it. If you're a really good player and you need money right now for your family, you cannot wait 2-3 years to make it to the NBA, or your path to an elite school that's going to pay you NIL is not quite as clear. Overtime makes sense. It's $100,000. That makes sense.
Well, and here's the other part about it too. So this kid, this London Johnson kid, I think he was making like $60,000 in the G League. He's probably making more than that in NIL at U of L.
100%. 100%.
That's the other argument about it. It's like, okay, these dudes aren't making that much money.
if he makes double that at U of L, he has won.
All right. And
he has won.
And even though I know education is not part of the equation,
right,
at the end of the day, low key, you're just trying to say, no, you can't come back to college and get an education.
Yeah, that's the other part. Which again, ironically, is taking us 24 minutes to get to the education part of all this. Damon Jones, add him to the list. Former player Damon Jones has also been arrested by the FBI in connection with these charges today. I have a feeling that there's going to be many, many other names connected to this announcement. So stay tuned.
Damon Jones played in Cleveland. Terry Rozier is from Ohio. There's a large mafia influence in Ohio.
Yes.
Especially where Terry's from.
The FBI director, Kash Patel, is about to have a press conference in about 26 minutes.
Lord.
So
he's going to have...
This is wild. But okay, all right. We will keep you posted as much as we can. Okay.
Clay.
I know. This is wild, guys. Excuse me. We're going to try this.
Speaking of that front real quick.
Yeah.
So Jeff Walls, U of L women's basketball coach.
Shout out to Jeff Walls, friend of the show.
One of my favorite people walking the face of the earth. So they're supposed to open the season with UConn in Germany on November 2nd.
Okay.
Well, that game's probably not going to happen because of the government shutdown.
Oh my God.
They're going to play the game, but it's most likely not going to be in Germany. It's going to be wherever ESPN tells them to go play.
Is there just fear that they won't be able to make it back, or what's the
shut down? Because I imagine for colleges, it's a whole much bigger to do for them.
Yeah, there's a lot more red tape and a lot more bodies and people going.
And U of L's got a ton of international players as it is. So for them to travel internationally is a pain anyway. So with all this going on, and because I think at the end of the day is getting passports.
Well, I was gonna say, are there any passport places open right now? Can you get a passport right now because of the government shutdown?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But anyway, so that's where that stands.
Wow. Good times are being had by all. Let's talk some sports, some actual sports right now.
If you haven't figured out, this is an ACC and pressing the pros.
It is. I didn't say that. You're right. I didn't say that at the beginning because there's so much going on. But yes, we're doing another mashup today, and I hope you guys appreciate that because it gives us an opportunity to kind of do a little bit of everything, but also just to kind of consolidate and actually get some rest. So there you go.
I wanted to say best of both worlds, but it's probably not appropriate.
No, we can't use that. And you know why. I love this show. Okay, all right. Best of both worlds. Okay, let's get to some games. Let's start in the ACC. Or maybe we should start in the NBA since we're already here.
We're here.
Yeah, we might as well start with the NBA. And since we're already in this world of the NBA. No theme songs today. We'll just get right to it.
Let's get to it.
I don't even know where to start other than maybe we start at the end of last night. Right. Jesus, man. You know how you watch something and you're watching it in real time and then you still don't really understand what you just watched? That's Wembanyama. I'm watching this dude play last night going, is this real? Like, am I being like, I don't know what I'm most shocked about. Or maybe I do. Because the last time we saw him, he, with all due respect, and this is no shade, but this is the reality, he had blood clots in his legs. He's developing his game. He was extremely skinny. He seemed kind of awkward, like a baby deer on ice kind of thing. There was a lot to be desired in what he had, what had going on. Now he's this. He's 40-15. He looks like the second coming of the love child of KD and Hakeem Olajuwon.
And Wilt Chamberlain.
He's so scary.
He put a sham god on somebody last night.
I'm watching him going, is this real? Like, is this not the creator? And I thought it was an unstated rule in sports that you could, or at least in video games, that you couldn't play with the created character because he was just so much better than everybody else.
Right.
This kid looks insanely good. Like, it's scary how good he is.
It's there's nothing you can do. You just gotta hope he misses. You have to hope he gets in foul trouble, and which, low key people don't talk about it much. People don't really get in foul trouble anymore in the
NBA. not real foul trouble. I mean, not really.
So even play at 2K, if I get 3 fouls in the first half, I'm like, oh, he's all right.
He's fine. I don't know, and I pride myself on understanding and defense because that was kind of my thing when I, the little time that I did, play or whatever. I don't have an answer. I don't know what you're supposed to do. I don't know what scheme you're supposed to draw up. You can't double because you just need to throw it up to his 7'5" arms, which are now at the time you throw it up 10 feet. I don't know what your answer is, and it's going to be like that for the next 81 games. It's
going to be like that for the next 10 to 15 years.
Well, that's even scary. I don't even want to project that because the reality is, if this is who he is now, and this is year 3, technically, even though technically it's year 2 because he didn't really play year 2. Year 2 was incomplete, but yeah, it's man, oh boy.
I think what happened was in this off season, the boy became a man. He's a man. He's grown into himself. The confidence that he has is a whole other level. Just you can see it on his face when he walks on the floor, and his actions, that how much more aggressive he is with every single thing he does. You can see the Kevin Garnett influence from him working out with him over the summer. Dude.
but you know what's even scarier than his aggression is his humility toward learning. He wants to know. He's going to keep adding stuff to the game, ladies and gentlemen. That's the scary part about it. This is just one off season. This is just one. He's probably learning 1/8 of what he's going to know as his career develops. Can you imagine what this kid's going to look like in year 5? Oh man, this is scary.
And like you said, he wants to learn. He wants to learn stuff outside of basketball. And he took a trip to NASA at one point in the offseason. He was studying with Shaolin monks. I mean, he's a worldly dude, and like this guy, you just pray for his health because
that's the only thing.
Body usually doesn't hold up, but. I mean, I know Shaq likes to joke and say we've seen this before in Bol Bol.
No, we haven't.
Bobo barely gets off the
bench. with all due respect to Bobo, no, we have not seen it. And watching Wembanyama reminds me of the famous quote from the pastor Jay-Z. He said, "Y'all got less than 3 months. I'm gonna say y'all got less than 3 years to get y'all teams together. Good luck." Because if you can't put together, he's gonna. There you go again. See, this is how you get flagged, man. Don't do this, man. This is how the flag comes up and it was tagged. And okay, he's gonna be the reason why super teams come back.
But I don't know what you do.
You need help. You can't beat him without. They had Anthony Davis last night. Who, by the way, let's put this in real perspective. Anthony Davis is a top 75 player of all time. He looked pedestrian next to Embiid. Now.
Yes.
Now. Like right now. He looked.
Year 3. I will be interested to see, because it's going to be size that defend him. So it'll be interesting to see him against OKC and Denver, because OKC and Denver do have size, and I think Jokic will present him all kind of problems. But
Houston could be interesting because they have size, sort of.
Yeah, and and Sengun's a monster. Sengun is one of the most underrated players in the league, and so he was going off on OKC. And so outside of those 3 teams, and maybe Minnesota, because they can throw some size at them.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be, and you gotta think they went in there and beat down Dallas. De'Aaron Fox is not back yet.
De'Aaron Fox is nowhere to be found.
Granted, this Dallas experiment with Cooper Flag at the point guard is, I think
that's just about over.
Yeah, I like, you have D'Angelo Russell. Let's go ahead and if we want Cooper Flag to run some point, okay. But I think you need to start with D'Angelo Russell.
I genuinely think that Jason Kidd is one of the smarter coaches in basketball, and that was probably one of the biggest missteps that I've seen him make in his career. Like, Cooper Flag was way overwhelmed last night, and you could tell.
I will give him the caveat that in your first NBA game, and this is what you're playing against.
Right, that's right. Full disclosure. Everybody was overwhelmed last night because of what this was. So yes, you are 1,000% correct in that.
He played against an alien in his first game in the NBA.
Right, that's probably not the most fair thing to do. But at the same time, I think we're asking him maybe to do too much. In fact, that's actually my second question. Are we about to Arch Manning Cooper Flag? Because the expectations are way high. I even heard Chuck say last night on Inside, this guy's the real deal. Well, he is, in the sense of he has all of the tools. But I do think we need to taper the expectations, because he's 19, right?
Yeah.
So
I think the funny thing is, I think Arch Manning is actually older than Cooper Flag. But I
think you're right. Actually. I think you're right.
But I think the difference, though, between the two is Cooper Flag has other players that can contribute, other components, other veteran players that can take the pressure off of him. Arch Manning's offensive line is awful. They don't run the ball.
Right.
They should have lost that game to Kentucky. Kentucky outgained them, doubled them up on yards. It's just Kentucky at the end of the game. But I think Cooper Flag he's set up more to succeed than Arch Manning is at Texas.
1,000%. And I think the key for his success this year is they need to let him lean on his help and progress. It'll come. There are going to be nights where he's going to get a chance to do what he does. But don't push him out the nest too fast.
And I don't want to
heap too much on him too fast. Yeah.
Right. And while I said, you probably should be starting D'Angelo Russell, I do think that, but at the same time, I don't. If this is what your plan is, you don't scrap it after game one. And
no, you got to ride with it for a little while anyway.
Yeah, and Kenny brought up a good point last night on the broadcast. He's not going to see very many double teams.
No,
with Anthony Davis down low. So this was a bad matchup because, quite frankly, nobody can do anything with Wemby. I see going forward. I do think eventually, you do starting D'Angelo Russell at the point guard and kind of integrate Cooper Flag into the point guard, have some sets, some points in the game where he's running the point. But I do think, especially early on in the season, I think it's a better idea to have D'Lo out there, an experienced point guard, rather than
give him some time.
Yeah,
learning
a position that he's never played.
Right, got to give him some time. Got to give him some time. Now, speaking of rookies, there was a rookie performance last night that was pretty solid.
Historical forces.
Yeah, VJ Edgecombe for the 76ers went smooth off in a game where his points were needed.
Yeah,
they played a Celtics team that's pretty good.
Star didn't show up last night.
I mean,
one didn't show up and one's hurt again. But him and Maxey balled last night.
Which, if you're, so this brings up a really interesting situation. Now, and I'm going to be curious to see how this season unfolds. And here's what I mean by that. If VJ Edgecombe, if this was not a one-off, and I would have to believe that it's not, because that was the Celtics.
Yeah.
And the Celtics are pretty good. I'm not saying they're going to win a title this year because they are missing they have a gaping hole in their team right now.
But they're better than people are giving them credit.
They're going to be better than people think they are. And also, they're going to be in the hunt. Like, they're going to make the playoffs, I think. It appears they are. Anyway.
I still think they're going to be a top 4 or 5 team in the conference.
So, for him to go out and perform like this, and Maxey to perform like this, and Joel to not perform like this, keep your eyes on what's going on in Philadelphia. Because if you got a solid backcourt,
and and
you're top heavy,
Joel's not gonna play like that all the time. And in the 35 games that Paul George is gonna play this season, they'll be legit.
Well, I was gonna go a different way.
You think they're gonna trade somebody?
I mean, listen, we live in a world where Luka Doncic got traded. We live in a world where Michael Parsons got traded. And there's no better time to trade Joel than right now because you can get a haul for him. Why not? Listen,
they've built this.
There's no way this time last year you either one of us would have said, why don't they just trade Luka Doncic?
True, but the difference being that this literally called the process for Joel Embiid. And you have to have inside out, and that's how they're going to look at it. It's like, oh, we have an inside out right now.
But there are cheaper options. Like but there are cheap. We don't know that. We don't know that. Because the reality is, this is the first time he's been healthy since his MVP season. And guess what? Huh?
He's not healthy.
That's my point. That's my point. It is. I don't think it is out of the realm of possibility.
I'm not going to say it's out of the realm of possibility. I'm just saying I think they're going to give it time throughout the season. I mean, if that's a deal that happens, that's going to be a trade deadline deal. That's not.
That's what I'm saying. I can see if VJ Edgecombe can keep this up. I could see a scenario where the Philadelphia 76ers says, you know what? I'm willing to forego a deep playoff run for. We're going to be good the next 5 years because of what we just got back in the draft. And we're finally under payroll for the first time in forever.
And I can also see him doubling back and saying, we finally have our big three.
It's only a big three if the third is out there. Like, he ain't never out there. Like, listen.
Hope springs eternal. Especially
it does, without question.
We've been locked in on this dude how long Embiid been in the league? He's been in the league like 10 years now.
It's got to be a decade. Yeah, it's got to be at least a decade now. Yeah, I'm just saying, don't be surprised.
I'm not disregarding what you're saying at all. We can't rule out anything anymore. But just the way the Phillies moved over this time, I can see them holding on to it and thinking.
Well, I'll say this: by the trade deadline, here's what I truly believe: one of them is not going to be there. It's either going to be George or it's going to be Embiid. More likely it's George. More likely it's George. But I don't know who the buyer is. Somebody's going to probably buy low or they'll waive him and just take the hit. I don't know how it'll go down. But don't be surprised. I'm just saying, do not be surprised.
I hear you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. Well, you can get the best of both worlds. So there you go. There's a theme that is developed for this show. Okay, speaking of the best of both worlds, or the antithesis of the best of both worlds, you've seen the shade that's being thrown around.
I didn't see the dream
right now. The Dream Shade is the name. The book is called. The book is called, what is it? The Dream of something. And I think it's coming out today.
It may be out.
So for those who don't know what's going on, there is a book that is hitting the shelves within the next few days. And in this book, it details LeBron's time with the Lakers. It's called The Dreams and what is the name of this book? It's gonna. Give me 1 second. But it's well, I'll tell you what. You look for the name of the book. I'll talk about what the book is. The book is a book written about LeBron James' time with the Lakers specifically, and as what you do when you have a book and you're trying to sell it.
It's called Hollywood Ending: The Dreams and Drama of the LeBron.
The Dreams and Drama. I was thinking drama, but I was like, it's something about drama, but I can't remember. But that also is on brand because LeBron is filled with drama. So, apparently, LeBron, according to who wrote this book, is being deemed as fake by, I don't want to say multiple sources, but maybe multiple sources. But more specifically, like Russell Westbrook was looked at to be one of the people that said, I can't stand the fakeness of LeBron. And there's several different stories within the book that
the Will Smith story is the funniest one out of them all.
The Will Smith one is the funniest one. If you haven't heard that one, apparently.
Well, the funniest one I've heard so far.
Well, first of all, there's a deafness to that Will Smith story that is hilarious to me because Will Smith was promoting the movie Emancipation, which came out, as we all know, in the same year that he slapped the fire out of Chris Rock on stage and won an Oscar in the same night. So to bring him in to be an inspirational speaker to your
6
team,
months after that,
right, is a wild thing by itself. But which may be the reason why, I don't know, but maybe the reason why LeBron and AD walked out of that meeting saying, we're good on this. So this is a very one-sided story. We don't have LeBron's perspective as to why he walked out of the room, but then came back to the room and was fully engaged in the Will Smith experience, asking bunches of questions, and something that was supposed to be, I think, 30 minutes ended up being an hour.
Yeah, because LeBron just kept asking questions.
LeBron just kept asking questions or whatever. So I again, and then there's some stuff about Westbrook, or LeBron trying to get Westbrook traded for Kyrie, which, yeah, that's probably on brand because he loves Kyrie. He would trade some people right now for Kyrie. There's nothing that has changed about that. He loves Kyrie. So
now he does.
You're right. Now he does. It wasn't always like that. So it's an interesting situation because I think that sentiment is an undercurrent throughout a lot of people in the NBA. I don't think that's so far off of what people's actual thought processes are about LeBron. I'm just shocked that it's coming to the light in this way, in print form. But again, I don't think this is far off from people's actual sentiments about LeBron.
I think I'm just happy that people are putting their names on stuff.
Yes.
Usually, especially that Will Smith story, usually that comes from an anonymous source. But apparently Russell Westbrook put his name.
Russ was like, "Nah, I said
it." Which, say what you want, and yeah, he can drive you crazy, if you're a fan of the team that Russ plays for.
Yeah,
but,
he's a good time.
But Russ is Russ.
He's going now. One thing that
he's as authentic as they come.
He's gonna be Russ wherever he go. He's gonna be Russell Westbrook wherever he go. He has not changed on any team that he's been on. Not one. His play has not changed.
Been problematic, but
it's extremely problematic. But it's also consistent. So you know what you're getting when you get Russ. So I'm curious to see where this goes. And I am curious to see what there it is. If I just scroll like one more click down. Hollywood, and yes, it's by Yaron Weitzman. So I'm very curious to see. Clearly, this is going to be a bestseller, like right from the start. But I'm very curious to see what the fallout of this is going to be. At some point, somebody, Ramona, Dave McMenamin, somebody's going to ask LeBron about the book and Russell's comments. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes. And did you see LeBron sitting on the bench the other night? He looked miserable. But I couldn't tell why he looked miserable. I didn't know if that was because he wasn't playing.
Miserable. He looked miserable because those glasses made him look like a 90s professor.
I thought it was either that or the dye that he used to get rid of those grays was a lot stronger than he thought it would be. So it kind of had him looking like a Tyler Perry character. So
he looked like an evil character in a bag Adam in a 90s movie.
He did. He really did. And so but
he did look good. I ain't gonna lie. I'm laughing. Oh no. But he looked great.
He looked like a guy worth $1 billion. So there you go.
But to your point though, usually though you see him on the bench, you see he's engaged even when he's in street clothes. He's engaged.
Yeah.
He didn't seem as engaged on Wednesday night. What's today? On Tuesday night. I didn't even see him shake hands with Steph after the game, which he usually does. And so
he left early. He left the bench early. He went right to the locker room. I watched him get up.
Yeah, which is different for him as well. So I don't know if it's the book coming out. I don't know if it's age. You know how it is when it sets in on you that, oh, I can't do what I used to be able to do because he's got the sciatica and that's an old man.
Could be a reality check. Yeah, could be a reality check.
It could have been a variety of things, but yeah, he did not seem like the same LeBron you're used to seeing over on the bench.
Yeah. Anything else impress you NBA wise before we move on?
How crazy these first games have been. I mean, that Pelicans Grizzlies game was great last night. Ja went off. Steph Curry in that Lakers game.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming when the Lakers were making their run towards the end of the game.
Steph gonna Steph. Some things never change.
He toyed with him. He's like, all right. The shot that he took, he took it nonchalant, totally covered, 30 feet from the basket.
Let me be very clear. There was never any doubt to me that Steph was going to save them and win that game.
You were just waiting on him.
It was just a matter of time.
Because he sat out longer in the fourth quarter than he usually does.
He did. He really did, which is interesting because if that's the long-term plan for Steph, that's actually a really good plan. If you can afford to give him a good 8 to 10 minutes a game, that's probably going to preserve him.
It's good
a lot,
except for one part of that. the minutes were being supplemented by Jimmy Butler, who's not much younger than Steph. That's why Steph was on the bench, because Jimmy Butler was cooking, but Jimmy Butler's in his 30s. Which I think is why they have not gotten rid of Kuminga.
Oh, 100%. 100%, because Kuminga needs to become either exactly what they drafted, or he needs to play just well enough, which, by the way, he did in that game.
He balled. He balled.
He needs to play just well enough to be able to restore the perception of him so that they can make the trade they want to make. One or two things need to happen.
You can tell he worked on his jump shot, because that three was clean.
Better. Look better.
The other night.
Look better.
And just real quick, OKC and Houston.
Yeah, absolutely.
Double overtime, game 1 of the season.
That was fantastic.
Give me all
fantastic.
that.
Fantastic. I am very curious to see how long Houston is going to run this lineup. Because while it is a massive lineup,
they're gonna have to make a move.
Well, the first team I thought about, like, I was thinking to myself, this is not going to work against the Golden States of the world. You're going to get blown out the building. They're going to put you in pick and rolls, and you're going to be. It's not going to work. You can't guard smaller guards. Go out and get a
point guard.
Yeah, and with all due respect to Amen Thompson, God bless him. He did the best he could.
Yeah, it's another person playing a position he's never played before.
Yeah, he looked like it. He looked confused. And by the way, they got to decide also the closer thing, because that was crazy. You got KD, who is a proven closer, and they went to everybody except for KD in that game. I'm like, Jabari, that ain't what you do, brother. That ain't what you do.
No. And then they went to Sengun, which Sengun was having a good game, so I get it. But I mean, like,
but if you're choosing on the playground, you're not choosing Sengun to close your game.
You have to go KD.
You got to go KD. So this season is off to an amazing start. I'm very curious to see a lot. There's so many things that we can talk about. I was interested in that Hawks game and how they were using Porzingis. And they got blown out, by the way, as well.
Toronto.
Toronto destroyed them last night. The Bane experience seems to be off to a good start in Orlando. Mm-hmm. So I'm very curious to see what that's going to look like. The Bucks look far better than I thought they would.
It was Washington.
But I was going to say, but it was Washington. so I'm going to taper my expectations tremendously. I'm going to taper my expectations because that's Washington. And, hey, listen, everybody looks good. Washington is a get-right game for sure.
Yes.
But still, they look okay. Like, it looked okay. So this is going to be a wild season. I think that's what we have discovered in just 2 days, that this is going to be a very, 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 very wild season. We didn't even talk about the Cavs and the Knicks and what that was.
Yeah, Donovan went crazy in the third quarter.
Donovan just got to get some help, man. They got to how long before Lonzo Ball is the permanent starter next to
well, him and Garland are both injury prone, so.
But can I tell you why I like Lonzo Ball? And it's very obvious why I like Lonzo Ball more because he does the very thing that you need Darius Garland to do. You need Darius to score, but you need to get the bigs and everybody else involved in the flow of the offense. And Lonzo's going to get you there. And then you let Donovan do what he does. I think you got more firepower coming off the bench with Darius than you do with Lonzo. And I could see a scenario where some point, especially since they were trying to trade Darius this offseason anyway. So I could see a scenario where they make the switch and Lonzo, once he gets past his minutes restriction, because he's on a minute restriction right now, I can see a scenario where Lonzo's going to start in that position.
I think it's going to be a revolving door between the two of them because both of them get hurt all the time.
All the time. So listen, the NBA season is off to a fantastic start. Real quick, your thoughts on the NBC broadcast?
They had their hiccups early. I don't know. A mic went out in the middle of it, but that's not on the the on-air talent that's on the people behind the scenes. Like
right.
Mike shouldn't be going out on day one. But as someone who works in live TV, I know sometimes stuff just happens.
Stuff happens.
Yeah, but it was a little rocky, but I think it'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Bad planning on night one. Should not have gone to the ceremony, because when you go to the ceremony and you have your broadcast on the floor, and then the game's over, and then your night game comes, and then you go back to the floor to an empty building, weird look. Like,
well, I've seen it. That didn't really bother me. I just think that being on the floor.
I didn't love that.
I think being on the floor. I think when they came back from the night game, they should have moved off the floor. I mean, right. In an empty arena, I mean, that's. I think what I would have done is I would have had 2 people in studio, and I would have had a crew there for the ceremony, because I get being there for the ceremony, and then because when you come to the second game, you're sitting in an empty arena. If you got somebody in studio, it looks a little better.
I think the pressure of inside the NBA is looming large always. Everybody for years has been trying to figure out how to take this show down. I don't think you can. I think the best thing you can hope for is to create your own type of experience and then let that be what carries you. I personally would have had them go to the LA Warrior game, broadcast there, create another fan experience for themselves there, and just let that be whatever it is. And then you just got people at the Thunder's opening thing that are broadcasting live and doing different stuff or whatever. That makes more sense to me. But, growing pains. NBC hadn't done this in quite some time, so they'll figure it out. They'll
be fine. Because live TV is hard, and so
it's very hard. It's very hard. It's very challenging. So, but again, a great first start to the season. I'm thrilled that the NBA is back and in a big way. So we got a lot to discuss and a lot to talk about. It's gonna be a fun season. Now, let's get over into this ACC, and let's get right to the thick of it. Because Florida man was having some trouble this weekend. I mean, serious trouble this weekend. It started on Friday night when I listen. I picked Louisville to win because I know, not because of what Miami was, but because I understand who Jeff Brom is. Mm-hmm. Jeff Brom is the guy that saves up. He's the kid that saves up all his money to buy the one bike that he's always wanted. And I'm talking about when he gets to the counter, he's dumping pennies, dimes, nickels, whatever it took to buy this thing. I probably dated myself with this reference, but
I did that Jeff with a Sega Genesis.
Yes, did you really? Yeah. That's what he is. When I knew Miami was in trouble in the first drive, when Jeff brought out 3 quarterbacks, a partridge and a pear tree, and said, "Now stop this." And I was like,
and the funny thing, had 3 quarterbacks on the field and none of them touched the ball.
Not one of them touched the ball. I was like, "This what we doing, Jeff? Jeff sold out for this game." And the
funny thing is, if you really want, because Jeff did all that crazy stuff in the first possession, but like he didn't do it anymore the rest of the game. But it was in the Miami players' heads, and
and that's all he wanted. That's all he
wanted. He just wanted to F with him, and he did.
And by the time he finished effing with them, they were up 14-0. Mm-hmm. So it was a phenomenal strategy. And so the real question of the game is not what became the outcome. The real question of the game is, what do these two teams do now that this game is over? Because now Louisville potentially is in a driver's seat to make some real noise in the ACC, and Miami is going to have some help, which I think they will get, if I'm being honest with you. Mm-hmm. I think the season's going to play out way different than a lot of people think it's going to play out. and we'll get to the other games here in just a second, but I'm curious to see what happens going forward. Because also the other thing, shout out to the defensive backs of Louisville who played about as well as any defensive group has played all season long in college football. They destroyed in one game probably Carson Beck's hopes of being drafted in the first round. Like, how do you? Because those were three of those interceptions were awful. They were awful.
They were amazing catches, though.
They were amazing catches. But the decision making was like, oh, man, I don't know what you're looking at. Because he's clearly covered. He's clearly covered. So I don't know where we're headed now in the ACC. Florida had a rough weekend. Like,
yeah.
Between Miami, the whole state was awful this weekend.
South Florida.
Yeah, South Florida had a good experience. There you go.
Because Carson Beck, he threw 4 interceptions, but he actually threw 5. They gave him one back. He
did. They gave him that one back. Yes.
Which then he was like, "No, don't you take that back." So 2 plays later, he throws another one. Right.
He's like, "I said interception." No,
I don't want to be out here.
I don't want to be out here no more.
But shout out to Miami's defense because U of L got all those interceptions, but they didn't score on any of them. But really and truly, that game should have been a lot worse than it was. U of L dominated that game. Miami held U of L to 24 points, and Ruben Bain did not have a Ruben Bain game.
Now, to be fair, I also want to bring this caveat because what you said is 1,000% true. They were missing Ruben Bain's counterpart, and I forget his name. Forgive me.
Yeah, he got hurt.
He got hurt in the game.
Second quarter.
So that allowed U of L to take some double team liberties on Ruben Bain and hold a tight end. And just like we said last week, told the tight end, your job ain't to catch today. Your job is to go contain him. and that's exactly what they were able to do. Slow him down, contain him, or whatever. So it was you got to give Jeff, again, all the credit. It was about as solid as a plan as you could put together for a team.
And we'd be remiss without mentioning Chris Bell.
Oh, well, listen.
If ever there was a guy
who has played himself into a first round, it's Chris Bell. Chris Bell, first of all, he has all the measurables.
Oh, yeah.
So that helps. But, man, when you're putting up 9 for 136 and 2 tutties,
yes,
you're going to against the number 2 team in the nation.
Right. And in that Virginia game, he had 2 tutties and I think 160.
It was like 161 or something like that. Yeah. Listen, Chris is the real deal. He is the real deal. So man, I ain't gonna hold you. As much as I love Jeremiah Smith, and part of it ain't Jeremiah's fault. Let me be very clear, because I just don't know how good Ohio State's quarterback is. But boy, Miller Moss is okay. He's just okay. And Chris is maximizing every opportunity that he gets to catch the ball. So this was a shocking game. I don't know if anybody truly thought this was going to be the way this game unfolded, but again, we've seen Jeff do this all the time, and this now.
We've also
seen sustainability. I was gonna say the sustainability. We've also seen
the next game after Jeff does this.
Can they handle the success? Is the real question. The other game that was competitive. California.
A bounce here and there at California, and North Carolina wins this one.
What do you do with Bill Belichick at this point? What do you do? What's the plan? Just let him finish the season and then move on?
Yeah. There is the other side of it where when have we ever cared about North Carolina losing at football?
We haven't.
There's equity in that.
Yeah, we haven't.
There's equity in that. And so I could see North Carolina being like, we'll ride with it. We're getting attention.
But it's on that line, though. The attention is on that line between annoying, and substantive.
Who's my favorite team?
Who's your favorite team?
Mm-hmm.
In what's? Oh, well, yeah. See, North Carolina fans might not be built for this. They don't care. You got years of tolerance built up in your system as a Cowboy fan. So
that's the other part of it, though. Is like Carolina don't care about footballs.
They don't. They really don't. They don't. Not. They've cared more now because of who's there than they've ever cared. So
yeah,
it's interesting. It's an interesting situation, and we'll see how long the experiment continues. The other game that cost us this weekend was Duke, Georgia Tech, which again, I don't know how they're doing this, but
I don't know how they're doing it, and I never know what Duke team's going to show up from Saturday to Saturday.
I don't. This is Georgia Tech is by far one of the most fascinating teams I've ever seen. I just for 3 quarters they were awful. They were awful. Mm-hmm. And then in the 4th quarter, Haynes started doing Haynes things. And then he's just like, well, I'll be doggone, here we are again. And Duke had no answer. They had no answer whatsoever on how they would stop it. This dude threw for 205, rushed for 120. It's just, I don't know. And you look at their schedule, they could stumble their way all the way to the ACC.
And Haynes King should be a Heisman candidate, but you don't hear him talked about.
Well, because the numbers don't say that. Like, the numbers are
200, 100.
It's not a bad day. It's not a bad day. It's not a bad day. But it doesn't look like 200, 100. That's the problem. The eye test, when you see it, you're going, they're undefeated? Like, when you watch Georgia Tech play, that doesn't look like an undefeated team. But they are undefeated. They are undefeated. So, I don't know. I think there's a strong possibility that we're going to be talking about Georgia Tech in the ACC championship game because
as long as he's healthy. I still question if he's going to be there at the end of the season because of the way he plays. But
let's say this. Let's say this, and this is not shade. This is just reality. He has yet to. I think I'm pretty accurate when I say this. I don't think he's finished the season yet. I know he hadn't finished the last 2. Mm-mm. So, we shall see. The team that's done with giving out victories.
Man, the funny thing is
they're done with that.
We picked this game.
We picked this game. They're done. UConn's bumped that.
I didn't expect it to be a 2-touchdown victory.
And let me say this. They were the better team on the field all day long. UConn dominated this game. If you watch the game, they dominated. It was they went out and kicked their behinds. Like I know at halftime, Boston College finally caught up, but Boston College was never the better team on the field at any point in the game. So shout out to UConn. I listen.
ACC adjacent.
I'm low key glad Louisville don't have UConn on the schedule this year because that could be. You never know with these games. Now, having said that, Louisville can't take their eyes off the ball this weekend because
and they have a history of doing that.
Well, and this is the problematic game because the hype is at a fever pitch now. Now everybody's thinking ACC, potential playoffs. The schedule sets up pretty good. Some other teams are struggling. Most of the teams left on Louisville's schedule, I think, are struggling. Up to and including this team right here. Clemson had an awful day.
Louisville does have to go to SMU.
Are they going to SMU in that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with that one. But real quick, Clemson is really having an awful time. I tried to go back and see the play where Bryant Wesco Jr. was hurt. I could not find it. But apparently it was a flip of some sort, and he landed on his neck, and whatever happened in that landing, has cost them the season. So we send our thoughts and prayers to Bryant Wesco Jr. For a full and speedy recovery.
Mm-hmm.
But an injured, that's a massive blow because he and K. Klubnik are the offense, or they have been the offense all season long. And no K. Klubnik last week, even though the backup threw for 317.
Mm-hmm.
So you could argue maybe they got a better player there. I don't know, but it's rough.
Like he texted me though. They don't have any tape.
Yeah,
SMU didn't have any tape.
Yeah, when you don't have tape, somebody will catch you off guard always. But now that they do, it's rough, man. Clemson's got a rough season. This is a rough season for them.
So Louisville gets Clemson on a Friday night at home, and then the next Saturday they're at SMU.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what happens with the rest of this ACC season. But Virginia should have lost this game.
They sure should have.
They should have lost this game. I don't know how Washington State let this game slip away. It was very New York Giant-esque. But they should have lost this game. Virginia, if you didn't see it, won this game on a walk-off safety. Which I can't remember a walk-off safety.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Really? A safety? Really? Y'all get the safety right now? But yes, there was a walk-off safety, and that was the difference in the game. I don't know what Virginia. They keep winning. To their credit, they keep winning. So you can't shade them in that regard. But their wins are not beautiful.
No.
Their wins are not confidence building.
Their wins are, if they lose, they're going to drop them from the polls so fast.
Oh, my God. Yes. These wins are not aesthetically pleasing at all. So we will see what happens. They're competitive, though. I'll give them that. And right now they are 6-1 and 6-1. So
6-1. They're at Carolina this week, at California next week. That one can be tricky. Then they're home for Wake Forest, at Duke. That could be tricky because you just never know what Duke team's going to show up. And then they're at home for Virginia Tech. So they're going to be favored in all of those games. So they'll be favored to win out. So we're staring at Virginia Georgia Tech in the ACC championship right now.
Right, because they have the tiebreaker to Louisville. So yep. Louisville needs them to lose, and Louisville needs to win out for them to have any shot.
And they have a much more difficult. And Louisville has a much more difficult schedule.
Possibly. The SMU Clemson thing is
SMU
tricky.
And Clemson are better than any of the two teams Virginia has left this season.
Exactly. We think. Pitt and Syracuse was not really worth talking about.
Nope.
Syracuse has no quarterback, and
with the quarterback out, I feel for him. I feel for Coach Fran.
Yeah,
that quarterback out, and
they had a lot of promise this season, man.
Yeah,
had a lot of promise this season. But the game that everybody wants to talk about, and I wish Coach Julia were here because I really want to say this to him. But I do want to say this to our listeners, and also to there's specific guys that I know that watch us that are Florida State fans. And I'm going to speak for both of us, Kendrick, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Kendrick and I are the problem. We are the problem. It's not Charlie anymore. It's us. Because we know, we've said on this show 4 weeks, Thomas Cassiano is what he is. He's going to do what he does. He's never going to give you these wow games. He's going to give you just enough offense to keep you in a game. We've said that. We know that Florida State has that in their offense, and yet we still keep taking the chance every week. For 2 weeks in a row, we picked Florida State, and for 2 weeks in a row, they let us down. I thought for sure they were going to beat Stanford. I'm like, there's no way Stanford. There's no way Stanford. And if you watch this game, I was like, wow, Florida State, y'all not going to win this game.
Yep.
Y'all really not going to win this game.
You knew it early.
Boy. They got nothing out of the third and fourth quarter. They got a field goal. That was it. And by the way, Stanford's not good.
No, they're not good at
Stanford
football.
is not a great team. Now that I've seen them play.
That's 2 years in a row they've pulled off upsets, though, at home. Florida State this year and Louisville last year.
At some point, I got to wake up. It's me. I got to stop believing.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror.
That's exactly right. If you want to make the world a better sports place, take a look at yourself and make the change.
Make that change.
I think I'm going to make the change. I really do. And I say that fully expecting to pick Florida State again because that's just what it is.
Yes, we will.
Okay. This feels very Syracuse 2023 for me right now. I don't know what's going on. But
no, because the albatross of them beating Alabama, it hangs there every time we go to pick them against somebody else. That's what it is.
Who looked worse this weekend? Florida schools or Texas schools? Because even though Texas A&M beat Arkansas,
but that's how you're gonna have to beat Arkansas with Bobby there.
Yeah, but it didn't look good. Like you let this man hang 42 on you.
That's Bobby. That's what Bobby does.
And then Kendrick mentioned the Texas-Kentucky game, which was whoa boy, that was that was a rough watch, especially the end. That end was awful.
You have to say that Florida schools look worse because Florida schools lost. Texas schools won.
Florida schools got people fired too. That's the other thing. So,
right.
When something gets you fired, it's probably
one got fired, and another one's probably going to.
Without question. And by the way, I know Florida State fans are angry today because they thought they were about to be free from Mike Norvell. To be honest with you, we were texting the whole time Sunday morning saying it's probably going to happen, but it didn't. But when they send out press statements saying we're going to help him to rebound,
when they say we're going to reevaluate at the end of the season,
dead man walking.
That means they're reevaluating who their coach is.
Dead man walking.
Yep.
I don't know, honestly, at this point, what Mike Norvell could do to save his job.
Went out.
But it's not going to produce anything but wins. And by the way, Wake Forest this weekend. No, next weekend. I'm sorry. They're off this weekend. Wake Forest next weekend. Clemson. Now, Virginia Tech, they should win. But do you think they're going to be NC State? They're going to stop Hollywood Smothers, who's killing it right now?
The thing is, well, it's on the road. And the 21st, I think that's a Friday, isn't it?
3 out of the last 5 are on the road.
Just judging by the game time of that game without even looking at it, I'm thinking that's a Friday game. So
I think you're right. I think you may be right. The week before Thanksgiving. Yes,
it's Friday.
Oh, don't lose that. Don't lose in front of everybody. Oh,
and then
man.
I don't see them winning at Florida, even if Florida did fire.
Jacob, I understand. Well, Jacob, the money that they have to pay is what paused it all. Because what we heard going into Sunday morning is that they were having phone conversations. So probably what happened was they got online or they got on the phone or a Zoom call with some of the top boosters, and they're like, we're not paying this fool $59 million. Who do you think he is?
Chelsea Clinton?
Right. $59 million.
God bless Chris Tucker.
Right. I think that's what paused it. If I'm being honest with you,
that's what paused that. That's what paused Mark Stoops. That's what pauses all of this.
The buyouts. The buyouts are saving people's jobs right now.
Especially because, I don't know what Norvell's is, but like Stoops' contract is set up to where if his buyout is like $30 million, and they have to pay it within like a few weeks. I think it's like within 6. They have to pay it in full. They can't pay it in installments. They have to pay it in full.
They got to drop $39 million in his direct deposit. That's crazy.
That's why they stuck. That's why they stuck.
Well,
Cash Patel's on right now.
Oh God, we're almost done here, so I definitely want to hear what he has to say about this thing. But I guess we can go to the Twitter or the X and see what's going on with that situation. But anyway, it's this was a crazy game. The Texas Arkansas game, the Texas A&M Arkansas. Yeah, Texas Arkansas game.
Texas A&M Arkansas.
Texas A&M Arkansas. Texas Kentucky. Both crazy games. And then Texas Tech lost.
Yeah.
Texas Tech lost to Arizona State. So,
but you can kind of see that coming. Arizona State hasn't had the season that we expected, but they're still good and they're dangerous.
Right, they're not awful. They're not awful.
And I love Arizona State's coach. I hope he stays there. He's an Arizona State guy. But with all these openings, same here. I'm like, Louisville needs to go ahead and extend Jeff Brahms yesterday.
Yeah.
With all these openings, hopefully these guys stick.
I hope so.
Because that's what. I don't want to get off on a tangent, but look, 3 of the top coaches in the country are at their alma maters with him, Vanderbilt's coach, and Jeff Brom at Louisville. I hope they can stay. I hope they can keep them. I feel more confident in Vanderbilt than anybody because they're in the SEC and they have the SEC money. But the other two, I really, because I mean that's what makes college football, and hopefully they stay. I don't fault them if they do leave because the money is crazy. But I really do hope they stay.
It is. I agree 100%. Somebody else is his buyout is saving them right now is LSU.
Man, look, LSU they'll have the money. They now.
Oh, they got the money.
They can put in a 6-week stipulation at LSU because they will buy that out instantly. I think they just wait. They just finishing out the season.
Shaq, would you mind? I mean, I know you bail us out all the time, but would you mind? No problem, brother. No problem, brother. I got you, brother. I got you, brother. Don't worry about it, brother.
Barbecue chicken alert.
Barbecue chicken alert. Barbecue chicken alert. I think Brian is just going to finish the season and that'll be it.
Yeah, they're not.
But also, Brian will probably find another job.
Yeah, he will.
Because he can coach. He can coach. He just can't coach at big schools.
Hey, he did all right. Well, he can coach at big schools. He just doesn't win the big games at the big schools.
That's
he has good
saying.
records. He has good records.
He's the original James Franklin.
Who will be coaching next year?
He'll be coaching somewhere next year. Ole Miss, Georgia was a good game. Ole Miss kind of gave it away.
Ole Miss gave it away in the fourth quarter. That Ole Miss quarterback was balling in that first half, but
he was.
Georgia came back. Georgia did what they've been doing all year. They come back late. It's going to bite them eventually.
Yeah, I don't know how good Georgia really is. I get the sense that they're probably not as good as we all think that they are. They're definitely not as good as they've been in the last 5 years or whatever. It's not.
I don't think they are, but I think they're good enough for where we're at now. Because outside of Ohio State and Indiana,
I don't know how good Ohio State is, if we're being honest.
Yeah, because they ain't really played.
But we saw this movie last year with Ohio State,
right?
So they didn't play anybody last year, and they ended up being actually really good.
They've built up enough equity to where I'm like they are where they are.
Do you believe that Ty Simpson is playing the best quarterback football in the country? Because I tend to believe it's Fernando Mendoza. I really
it's Mendoza. It's Mendoza because Mendoza's more consistent. And by the way, last week I told you this was the layup pick of the week.
You did. And you picked it, and you were 1,000% correct.
There's nobody I trust less than Tennessee in a big game, even more than Coach Franklin.
Yeah.
Tennessee,
well, listen,
and because over with Tennessee is over a multitude of sports.
Yeah,
I don't trust them in anything.
Right. Well, listen, we both took layups last week. I took LSU Vanderbilt. I took Vanderbilt because I said there's no way he's beating this guy in Vanderbilt. It's not happening. So yeah, sometimes you got to take a layup.
Mine was a little bit more of a layup than yours, I think.
You think so?
Yes. It's Tennessee in a big game.
It's Brian Kelly in the big game. Just to go get the same result, basically.
Sure. Yeah, but Vanderbilt can always return to Vanderbilt at any point.
I don't know. I like Diego.
I like Diego
in the Heisman conversation. Diego, he hit the Heisman pose.
He should be in the Heisman conversation.
Yeah, he's in the conversation.
Yeah, and you can put him up there. You're talking about Alabama's quarter, Ty Simpson. I think you put Diego in that conversation.
I think you put Diego. I like Ty Simpson. I do like him, and I
don't
like the
get
way
me wrong.
I
like him. I
think he can spin it. I think he can definitely spin it.
I'm excited to see how he looks next year with a year under his belt as a starter. I think he's going to be really good next year. I think Alabama's going to be a real contender next year.
Notre Dame saved their season because they could not afford to lose this game against USC.
They lost the game. It was a wrap.
It was a wrap, and they found a way to win this game late, and they pulled it out. So shout out to Notre Dame. They're doing just enough. They're just doing enough. But if they win out, they're probably going to make the playoffs.
And they better start thinking about extensions because Marcus Freeman's name is coming up in a lot of these coaching vacancies, which is wild to me. That
it is
two coaches in a row. Not because it's Marcus Freeman. It's just because it's Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is worried about their coaches getting poached now. It's Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Notre Dame is not what Notre Dame thinks they are, and it's me.
I was going to say this ain't the Notre Dame of our youth.
If you think about it, though, even in our youth, they only won one.
Right. It's slightly overhyped. Slightly overhyped.
So overhyped up there.
Yeah, slightly overhyped, to say the least. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Marcus, and does he want to continue to deal with the uncertainties that come along with coaching in a Notre Dame environment? Because you do have to be perfect. That's the problem with Notre Dame. There's no safety net at Notre Dame. So you can't have one loss and then make it to the conference championship game and all is forgiven. No, you're independent and you got to win. And when you don't,
but at the same time, you have 2 games you can lose. You can lose 2 games at Notre Dame and be fine. Mm-hmm. So you have that. You have that.
So that brings us to this record. Charlie went 4-5. He had an awful weekend. Awful.
Just like his Seminoles.
Charlie is distracted right now, and his record shows it. He's trying to be the coach. And shout out to, we'll give Charlie a shout out there later, but the Rattlers, he's focused on the Rattlers right now, which is a good thing. His record should not be good. Because that means he's watching too much football and not enough basketball. So his record is not great. But Kendrick and I are doing just great.
What was the game that turned it? They gave you the better week. Which game did I lose?
You lost the Miami, and for some reason you're still believing in Clemson and Florida State. Yeah.
Hey, don't you hang Florida State on me? And I'm pretty sure you probably picked Clemson too.
I did not. That's why I have a 7-2 record, because I did not.
I figured it's because you picked Louisville in that Miami game.
I did pick Louisville. Yeah, no, I picked Louisville, but my only game that I lost was Duke and Florida State.
So don't you hang that Florida State on me.
I can't. I told you, I'm the problem. I am the problem. I admit that. I admitted it. I'm publicly admitting that.
You hung it on me too, like it was just me. It's both of us.
I probably talked you into it. I probably did. I mean,
no, you didn't. It was playing Stanford. Who's going to pick Florida State to lose to Stanford?
Listen. Nobody sane would do that. Florida State right now is a bettor's nightmare. They really are, unless you like Chauncey Billups or Terry Rozier.
Everything is a nightmare for them right now.
Oh, it's going to be bad. Well, anyway, let's get into some picks right now, shall we? All right, California and Virginia Tech.
What time is that game?
Great question, sir. Let's get in. Let me get back over to that, and I will give you a quick update on that. That game is tomorrow night at 6:30. I probably should have known that since it's the Friday night game.
Oh, it's the Friday night game. Oh,
yeah,
it's
the Friday night game.
Give me California.
California crossing the country to go take on Virginia Tech.
It's 3:30 West Pacific time, so let me go ahead and go with California.
There you go. I think I will join you on that. California has kind of gotten some cachet now and believability.
I just saw a picture from the Knicks game last night OG Ananobi's going up for a dunk, and in the bottom corner of the picture, you see Scatterboo standing right there.
He's a good time.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, he's a good time. Scatterboo's a good time.
I want to hang out with Scatterboo.
He's a good time. He's a good time for sure. For sure. Let's go SMU Wake Forest.
Yeah, we'll go SMU.
Where's this game at?
Wake Forest, apparently, according to your graphic.
Yeah.
It literally says SMU at Wake Forest.
What time?
It doesn't matter. SMU's going to win that game.
It might.
I think SMU is going to have a boatload of confidence after winning at Clemson last week.
What do they know that we don't know? Because they're only a 3.5 favorite.
Because they're on the road. If they were at SMU, it'd be a 6.5.
Is that what it is? Is just that they're on the road?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go SMU, but I'm nervous about that one. I'm nervous.
I'm not.
All right, Syracuse at Georgia Tech. It's got to be Georgia Tech because
they're going to be a top 5 team in the country by the time they. I do think they'll get beaten in the ACC championship.
I don't know how they're doing it now. This is such a weird, but they're winning and they're right there. They're right there. Virginia UNC.
I've got to send you what I just saw.
Virginia. Okay, yes, it is. Virginia's gonna win.
Yes.
Because UNC is so bad, and
yeah, because I'm losing faith in Virginia every week.
It feels like a loss is coming, though. It definitely.
I feel like they're gonna lose. It's like like on Game of Thrones, the White Walkers are coming.
They're coming.
They're coming. I don't think it'll be this week because the Flying Belichicks aren't very good, but
they're not.
But it's coming.
Know. It's coming. You can feel it. You can feel it coming in the air of night. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
You know what? I can see it being this week.
I can too. That's what I'm saying. I'm scared to pull the trigger.
I'm not pulling the trigger, but I can
see it. It's not gonna surprise me if they lose at all. At all.
And all the clouds, and Carolina did actually play better last week, and that was on the road across the country.
Feels like
I'm not pulling the trigger, but I feel it. I can feel it.
I'm not, but it feels like it's coming. Okay, NC State and Pitt. I
hate both of these teams.
I do too. I do too.
I'll go with Pitt because they've been playing better since they made the quarterback change, but.
And it seems like they got their guy.
It feels like they do.
I'm going to say Pitt just because I don't like the quarterback play of the kid at NC State right now.
NC State should be so much better than they are. They make me so mad.
It feels like it. It feels like
they make me. They anger me.
Right.
Did you get what I sent you yet?
I can tell. Did
you get what I tell? We can keep it going while you're looking. You don't need to.
Yeah. And then Stanford and Miami.
Come on.
Listen. Listen. While you said come on, I would have never thought in a million years. That's funny.
It's so stupid.
That brings back a lot of memories too, by the way.
It's so stupid, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's Miami. Stanford won at home.
Right.
Stanford won at home. They're going. They could not go further away from home than they are on Saturday. What time is that game? It don't matter.
That is a 6:00 game.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a 6:00 game. And then, of course, the ACC game of the week, which I don't know how this became the ACC game of the week. That is a weird. Why would you make this the ACC game of the week?
What else was it going to be? You have to ride the hot hand with Louisville beating Boston College. Even though I will say this was the ACC game of the week before they won that game. They announced this before they beat Miami.
Did they? Okay. All right.
Because one of the funnier moments I've ever had with Rocco, we were in the press conference after the press conference for the Miami game, and he was like, "Yeah, that Boston College is a 7:30 game." He's like, "I could have sworn that game was cruising toward a noon kick."
I mean,
and I can't help but agree with my man.
I can't argue with the logic because Louisville is a 25.5 point favorite.
And that's your game of the week.
And that's probably, if Louisville plays like Louisville, you should probably take the 25. Chris Bell should have 200 yards at the end of this game. You should.
And Isaac should have 100.
Isaac should have 100 plus.
Actually, their numbers should be skewed because they shouldn't have to play that long to get those numbers. Yeah. But it's that bugaboo with U of L. Now, granted, this time though, and I will give Bron this caveat that when they've lost the next game after the big game, those games have usually been on the road. This game is at home.
They have been on the road. This is at home.
It's a night game at home. U of L rarely has night games, which is weird, especially on Saturdays.
Right.
And that crowd's going to be wild. They're going to be good and drunk. So, I mean, anybody that's been in Louisville knows. And so,
it's going to be a good time.
So, I think they'll be fine. 25 and a half, I'm always scared of numbers that big.
That's a lot.
I think Louisville will be fine. I don't think
I wouldn't take the 25 and a half.
No, that's a prop bet game. I'm not gonna
I would take 25 and a half, but Louisville should win the game outright.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe in the game. ACC games this week are UCLA and Indiana.
That's a tricky game. It's a trickier game than people think it is.
I'm wondering if the only thing that could save Indiana this week is the fact that it's at home. Because I think that game is going to come down to some last-minute shenanigans.
Because Deshaun Foster must have been the worst coach in the history of the Big Ten.
I am Aliava. That's how you say his name. He is balling now. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
And they are running the ball. The defense, I mean, they look like a
totally different team.
They've won 3 straight games. And I know 2 of them were on the road.
Yeah.
And they beat Penn State. And so
that's
a trickier game than it looks.
Different game. Ole Miss and Oklahoma. John Mateer is not right.
He's not right.
And
I'm leaning Ole Miss in this one.
Yeah, and Ole Miss is going to be angry.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting one. Missouri and Vanderbilt. Missouri is always just good enough to pull off these games. But Diego Pavia is balling right now.
And Missouri's on that Tennessee level. They don't win big games.
They don't win a lot of big games. That's the only thing about them. Texas A&M and LSU, this feels like the layup of the week for sure. But you never know.
You never know.
Never know.
Is this a night game?
That is a great question, sir. Let me check and see. Is LSU still ranked?
According to the graphic.
Surely they're not ranked anymore, right?
Your graphic has them at number 20. I love when you ask questions.
Why am I not trusting the graphic this week? I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'm going to take. I mean, I don't know. That feels like a layup as well. And then this is a tricky one because Houston is playing some halfway decent football.
Houston should be better than what their record is.
Yes.
Arizona State's coming off that huge.
Well, they're 6-1, so they're not awful. They're not. Houston's not awful, but I just don't think people take them seriously.
Was their loss bad? Because why are they not right?
Had to be.
I feel like they had a bad loss.
It had to be. It had to be somebody that beat them that should not have beat them. That's the only.
Either that or
no, it was Texas Tech.
Houston should be ranked. How are they not ranked?
People don't believe in the Big 12 right now.
Because, like, not only are they not ranked, they're, like, way down in the others receiving votes, too.
Yeah.
At 6-1.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Because they are behind USC, Utah, Tulane. Houston's better than, well, for one, Michigan shouldn't still be ranked.
Yeah, that's just the name.
Michigan and Illinois must have pictures of somebody. How are they? Because I mean, they won last week and
right,
and they jumped. I don't understand. they've been busted both times they lost. Now, granted, it was the number one and number. That's what it is, because they lost to the number one and number 2 team in the country. But they got smacked.
Right. It wasn't close.
No, and they haven't beaten anybody.
Yeah, it wasn't close. So I don't know what we're talking about with Illinois.
I
don't know what we're talking about the Big 12.
Just looking at what I see, Houston should be 23, and Arizona State should be 24. So
I agree. Yeah. Which after this weekend they may be switching places. So
bro, you're right. This might be the toughest game on here.
I think so. I think it is. I think this is not a gimme for Arizona State at all. So which one are you picking for your Believe in the ACC game?
Give me Missouri, Vanderbilt. Give me Vanderbilt.
You gonna take Vandy on that one? Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the other. What I think is gonna be the other layup, in that I think Texas A&M is going to go in and beat LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Though I'm not. I don't know. Texas A&M is hard to believe in, because
they are hard to believe in, because they're another team that don't win big games.
Yeah. So I can see LSU winning this game, but I'm gonna.
But they did beat Notre Dame. It was a big game earlier this season.
They beat Notre Dame, so yeah. So we'll see.
I like it.
We only got a couple of other little things. Sean Payton said, "I wasn't trying to shade Russell when I had said that the Giants finally got something. I wasn't trying to shade him.
He was shading both of them. The way he shaded Jackson Dart too. If you really look at,
he was shading everything: the organization, the quarterbacks, the coach. He was shading everything. He's a petty man, and that's why nobody likes him.
That's only like I said in the text. Sean Payton is the only person that can make Dallas truly America's team this Sunday.
Oh, I am actively rooting for Dallas.
I've got buddies that are fans of other teams that are
Please,
I hope
shut
Dallas
this man up.
But
because essentially Sean Payton is Bill Belichick right now. He hadn't done anything since he left Drew Brees.
At least Belichick won multiple times. He only won once with Drew Brees.
Right. You arrogant for no reason.
Right.
Like,
you beat the Bears.
Calm down. Right. Calm down. Calm all the way down. Okay. Now you want to talk about shade. Ooh, man, the shade room was open this week because the Jets owner was like, that dude sucks. He basically said that dude sucks. Mm-hmm. He's awful. But he saved Aaron Glenn's job. So there you go. He said Aaron has done about as much as he could with what he has. And he ain't got much.
Well, my thing is, what has Woody Johnson done? You own the Jets, bro. And your kids are running the organization.
It does feel weird to have an owner shade somebody with not much caveat for the shading. Like,
you'd be the worst owner in the league if it weren't for the Browns.
And it wouldn't be close. Especially the last 3 years.
Right.
Because every move you made the last 3 years has been awful. Every single one. Mm-hmm. So I shout out to Justin Fields for taking the high road.
That's a young one. He's got to get that check.
Yeah, he got to get his check.
He's a smart kid.
Don't mess up your money.
Mm-hmm.
But Justin Fields has been awful too, though. Yeah, he's been awful.
But the offense, I don't think the offense itself does him any favors.
No, not at all. I just want to see Garrett Wilson get liberated.
Yeah, please free Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, free Garrett Wilson. just like we're trying to free CJ McCollum, free Garrett Wilson.
Free Garrett Wilson.
Okay. World Series is set.
Except one of them actually goes to their team's games.
Right.
The other one will latch on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen. I bet Drake couldn't name 5, 3, 2. Would not be able to pick them out of a lineup. Oh. But listen, in true karmic fashion, the Toronto Blue Jays will be playing the Los Angeles Dodgers. And if you think that the music of Drake and the music of Kendrick Lamar will not be played in this game, you don't understand how the world works. Toronto is going to hear "Not Like Us" 1 million times.
And they're probably going to play Family Matters in Toronto.
1 million times. Well, I don't know. Do you play? Listen, is that bad karma to play the guy that lost the battle at your game? That could be bad karma. I don't know if you need to play that.
I tell you who's going to be playing both of them anyway is Fox.
100%. 100%. If I am the Fox sound guy, I am so petty over these next week. Every part of that battle, I'm playing that song just as a friendly reminder to everybody of what we're dealing with. But I just thought that was so funny. I was like, really? Toronto and Los Angeles? Why not?
And the funny thing is, I want the Blue Jays to win, but I know they're not.
No, they have no shot.
They'll get a game or two.
Because if Shohei Ohtani is going to play like he did in that game 4, they have no shot. That is the most insane thing I've seen in baseball in about 30 years.
No, the most insane thing is that he does not have to do anything, and they'll
win. That's the other part of it. It was an unnecessary thing to have, yet he's able to do it. Like it's.
I mean, game 1, it's Blake Snell, who's 3-0 and a .86 ERA in game in game 1.
That's crazy. I saw your parlay for this weekend. The thing that's going to let you down, by the way, is the Michigan State game. That's that game. I can see Michigan losing that game. I can easily see Michigan.
I can too because I don't believe in Sharon, but Michigan State's bad.
They are bad. But you know, rivalry game, and this is at Michigan State. That's the problem. Yeah. And I'm not saying Michigan State's gonna beat them, but I can see the game being a lot closer and Michigan not covering.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, but I can also see because Michigan State's bad.
Yeah, but listen, Shohei, oh man, is Shohei Ohtani the best athlete at his job? Well, I say that, and then listen, Victor Wembanyama is coming for his neck right now. It's Jesus. But is Shohei Ohtani the best athlete at his job today? It sure feels like it.
It feels like it because the thing is, this is with him coming in. He barely pitched this year. And wait till next year when he's pitching full time.
Right, he's not even pitched healthy yet. He's not even pitch healthy yet. He's still trying to get back to pitch healthy. That man pitched 6 innings with 10 strikeouts, and then turned around and said, "You guys, I got this one tonight."
Yeah,
y'all
the rest of them could have just taken the night. Yeah, the rest of the team could have just taken the night off.
Enjoy your night. I got this. Jesus, man. That 469 was to watch that go out the park the way that it did. I was like, oh man, you knew when it hit the bat. You was like, oh, that's ugly. That's gonna be ugly.
This dude is.
He's a unicorn. He's what unicorns look at to say, hey, that's a unicorn.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's all we got for you as far as the show is concerned. What a night. We'll have more about this Chauncey Billups things next week, and I'm sure by then you'll know what's going on as well. But it's bad. Yeah. You do know that it's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah. Him and Scary Terry and
over under on how fast Chauncey
Damon
Billups
Jones
is fired. Will that be this afternoon?
No, they'll let they've got to let the investigation play out for a little bit. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it right initially. I don't think they'll do it right out the block. They will. It's just not going to be right now.
I don't think he makes it through the weekend. He may not make it through the day.
Well, I think he does. I think they wait. I don't think he's going to keep his job, but I think they wait.
Well, again, these are allegations.
Right.
He's been arrested, but
you got to let it play out in court because the thing is, you go to court and he gets exonerated, then.
Yeah. I typically, now in the past administrations, I would say to you, if the FBI has indicted you and arrested you, you're probably going to jail. With this administration, I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
This can just be simple pettiness.
Only reason why that I gave it a little bit more credibility is because obviously this is an investigation that was going on before the current administration was in there. So
it has been going on quite some time. So I don't know. We'll see how it all unfolds. But yeah, weird times had by all right now. But this is a sport. Who you shouting out today, my brother?
Okay, and I already know we're gonna have our collective shout out to Coach Junior getting his first exhibition win. So I'll say that
1,000%, 1,000%. And you know what? In true shout out fashion for Coach Junior, there's only one way we can truly honor the man as he deserves to be.
And that was a Charlie Ward humble flex.
It's been too long. It's been too long.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to exactly.
I agree, Pastor Cord.
I agree. Yeah, that's why I say he's not gonna get fired. I agree. My shout out goes to Jeff Pearlman. He's one of my favorite authors. And because when he goes in depth, he goes in depth.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Virginia Tech. His book on Tupac just came out.
Nice.
And I've been listening to it on Audible, and I've been listening to it nonstop.
Is that good?
It's that good.
What's the name of the book?
Only God Can Judge Me.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. The
Really?
stories going into, right off the top, it was basically the forewords before he even gets to the book. He goes into Brenda's Got a Baby. I'm not giving anything away, and then all the stuff with the Afeni, and like right now I'm up to the point where Pac's in Baltimore, and it's
comprehensive.
And literally, I literally just got to the point where he knows Jada Pinkett, so it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I wonder why more people aren't talking about it.
I don't know. Because Jeff Pearlman's been talking about the book before it came out, but I didn't even realize it was out yet. And then he hasn't done many rounds on it. I don't know why he hasn't really made the rounds, but
well, let's be clear. I love a good Audible book. Let's start with that. I love a good Audible book. I'm a huge fan. So this is an easy buy for me, and as we are talking right now, I will go ahead and get the book for my own purchase because, like I said, I love a good Audible book. So there it is. Yep. So yes, I'm on the recommendation of my friend.
It's so good.
It's done. It's a done deal. The many lives of Tupac Shakur. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
He's a very he had a very rough upbringing.
Okay. It might swing me. It might swing me on Tupac because I'm a casual Tupac fan.
Well, I said I'm a diehard, and so
my wife is a diehard. She's a diehard. I'm Team Biggie.
And as much of a diehard I am, I've learned so much already.
Really? Wow. Okay. Now I'm
curious. That's why I love Jeff Pearlman. That's why if Pearlman's writing it, I'm in.
You're all in. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Anything else? You good on that?
Shout out U of L volleyball. Even though they had two tough losses over the weekend, they've got to figure out the fifth set thing. They get to the fifth set and they just kind of fall apart. But
yeah,
they're still there. They're still trudging along. Coach Meskey comes to the press conferences on Monday for U of L football, so we get to talk to him a lot. Great guy. Yeah. And so shout out to him. And shout out to U of L's DB's coach, and his name is escaping me right now. But his sound bites are amazing. And I can see why these kids play for him. They watched the Thriller in Manila before they played that Miami game. They showed
Is that what it was?
Yeah, they showed the team the Thriller in Manila. And, these kids are between 18 and 22 years old. I'm sure half of them hadn't even heard of the fight.
They had probably never even heard that fight.
Yeah.
They played with a confidence that I don't think I've seen any DB group all season long play with. Like, they knew they had this kid dead to rights. Carson Beck dead to rights.
And I got to do Coach justice and get his name.
Yeah, they were never out of position on any of Carson Beck's throws. They made it was a rough day for him. It was a rough day for him. I don't know if there's any quarterback in
Steve Ellis.
Coach
Steve Ellis. I gotta give him his props.
I don't know
Forgive an old man for forgetting.
Absolutely. I don't know if there's any college quarterback that's cost himself more money over the last 2 years than Carson Beck. Even though he made some money.
He made his money now.
He made his money now.
Future earnings are in jeopardy.
Future earnings are in jeopardy tremendously.
But Chris Bell's future earnings are rising by the day.
He's doing okay. Doing all right. Shout out once again to Chris Bell. Shout out to Chris
Yes. And he's a funny kid, by the way. Chris
is
Bell.
He really?
He's
is
hilarious.
He really? Yeah. I have a very obvious shout out because we just had homecoming at my alma mater, Morehead State University. So I got the throwback hat on.
Shout out to my alma mater for winning at Xavier. Murray State beat Xavier at Xavier in the exhibition play last week. Yes.
That's a good win. That's a good win. That's a good win. But I want to give a shout out to my Eagles and our brand new stadium, Phil Simms Stadium.
Just now?
I know. That's crazy, isn't it? It took that long. Like, I don't know why it took that long. Like, that seems like it's an obvious choice since he is the clear and away best football player that's ever come out of Morehead State. So I don't know why it
and like it should already be for Reed Arena and the basketball.
Right. Why did it take 30 years to do this? Like, this doesn't feel like because it's just putting a name on the stadium. It's not like hard. Like it's just, I don't know why it took that long. But
he probably had to make an investment for it.
Would you have done that? Like, if you're Phil Simms,
no.
I'd pay.
I would invest. I would invest.
I'd buy the paint to paint the sign, but I wouldn't.
But that should have been done.
Feels like this is long overdue.
Yes. Yes. If you're
Phil Simms had won a Super Bowl while I was in school.
Right.
So I don't understand why this took so long.
If you're places like Morehead and Murray, you need to.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
John Moran Arena. Let's move on. What are we talking about? Like,
well, I don't know. With Ja, you do want to hold on a little bit. You never know what the future may hold.
Let's hold on for just give us.
Let's see how this plays out.
Let's settle down. Everybody just settle. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Because honestly, if Ja was different, this would have been done.
Oh, the way they love Ja down there.
Right. This would have been done. But right now you gotta just let's see where this is going.
Right now we just have the John Morant locker.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's good for now. For now.
Yeah.
For now.
They wear his shoes and his new shoes. The ones he had on last night were fire.
I didn't even see. I didn't get a chance to see the game last night. But yeah, it's interesting. This is going to be a fun NBA season. I think it's pretty much up for grabs. Other than if you're OKC, I still think OKC is going to be there, but I don't know if it's as clear. Because that Spurs thing is, man.
The Spurs and the Nuggets. To me, right now, to be honest with you, in the NBA, it's those three.
It's those three for you? Okay.
Yeah, that's the big three.
All right.
And what I'm ready to say, it's just me.
It's just, well, that's what Wemby said last night.
It's just big me.
It's just big, literally just big me. So there you go. All right, we gotta get out of here. Y'all have a great week. And again, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Shout out to the official. That was the official pastor of Noise Media, Pastor Cord trying to shout out Georgia Tech. We shouted out your Yellow Jackets, and we shouted you out, Pastor Cord. Praying for you this weekend, brother.
Yes, Pastor Cord.
Yeah. It's going to be a good, fun weekend. So just get ready for it. And shout out to Coach Junior.
You've locked up
ready
on
to
me
play
on
his
my end, if you
Seminoles.
hear me.
Huh? Say it again. What'd you say? Oh, well, I guess we lost his audio. But anyway, shout out to the Rattlers. And Charlie, if you can hear me out there, it's this. It's not this. Make sure you do the Rattler sign and not the Seminoles. He plays the Seminoles this weekend. All right. Cue the whistle.